don't know what. Good evening from Flagstaff, Arizona. Whew, 3 weeks running. I'm Robin, and I've been Peter's crew person this week. This is Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter.
Many of you probably know him and me because I'm on here a lot too. But we want to begin by asking anybody who's tuning in to us if you would tell us where you're, just put a post in the comments about where you're watching us live from. Hi, Kelly Tudor.
Hi, Colby.
We're really happy to be able to talk with all of you tonight and tell you about this past week. Please feel free also to send questions in the comments, and at the end we're going to answer those questions as best as we can. And I'm really excited tonight. Joining us live is Lily's mom, Elizabeth, and Lily. And this coming segment 4, is in honor of Lily and Emma. So very excited for them. Lily's mom will be joining us along with Jenna to tell her story. And I don't want to delay any longer. I want you to be able to hear how Peter's week went. So take the floor.
Sure. So this last week of running was just as challenging as all the other weeks. Some challenging sections of road. We had a reroute. Originally, we were planning on going up north into the Grand Canyon, running along the South Rim, but the East Gate is not open. I was hoping that it would open by now, but it is not open. That is what it is. So we rerouted, and that put us on a chunk of road where I was on the highway for a while. It was unavoidable. And we got through that. It's very tired this week. I was trying to think of how I could describe what it feels like to be me right now in a way that, would be meaningful to you. And I can't really come up with a way to describe that. I mean, there's times I felt like I was in a spacesuit and everything was self-contained inside of me and nothing was getting out, and the pressure was just getting turned up. So whatever, stinky thoughts were in that suit stayed in there, and whatever good thoughts were in there stayed in there, and it's just a hard feeling to describe. Mentally, not just physically. The physical part is, you can deal with that, but mentally and in my heart, emotionally, feel tired. But this is the first rest day that I've had a full rest cycle in 3 weeks. And just working out different things, different issues has led to a shortened rest period. But this rest period is I've done nothing running related today. So it's felt really good emotionally to be able to rest. Yeah. And I needed that. So, but we are where we're supposed to be. Not a mile, not a foot has been missed. They've all been covered. We did have a little chunk of self-crewing this week on the e-bike. I had a video about that, which means basically the miles still get run where I have to run, but I biked my way back to the trailer. So, and it was fun. Yeah. And probably the highlight of this week, with the exception of seeing Robin, was meeting Elizabeth and Lily. So I can't wait for you guys to meet them because they are, in my book, superstars, the whole family. They are just awesome and very inspirational, and families like them and themselves are the reason I'm out here. So I can't wait for you guys to meet them.
And I would just add, having been out here this week with Peter, the hardest moment, all I could think of was, this is really hard watching him suffer like this, but his suffering was so small compared to the suffering of those who we run for. So it gave me a deeper understanding in a small way why this is so important, what Peter is doing. And there were conversations that I had this week with people, with strangers, as I was waiting, for Peter to catch up to the crew vehicle. And it was really neat. That is really cool, to make face-to-face connections with people and be able to tell them Emery's story and tell the stories of the children that Peter's running for. So that is a bonus about crewing that I didn't expect to have, but it was really a very unforgettable week. And I have a crew person that joined me this week, so I'm very excited. Lisa's gonna come out here just real quick and introduce herself. She's been busy preparing some meals for us. This is Lisa, my co-crew person this week. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
I hope so.
And we're gonna work really hard. And I'm sure we'll be doing some roadside videos, the two of us, to share with you about how the days are going, how Peter's doing. So thank you very much for coming out. She just prepped our meals for the next few days, so she's
Which
my
is
hero.
awesome.
So this is Lisa. You'll be seeing and hearing more from her. She's here helping us get Peter to the next destination. And I'm really, really excited to introduce to you Jenna and Elizabeth tonight. Elizabeth is joining from Phoenix, Arizona area, and then Jenna is in Kansas City. And Peter and I are going to sign off for a little bit while you talk with them together.
There they are. Hi. Hi, Lily.
Say hi, baby. She's being a bit
How are you doing?
shy.
Aw, Lily, you're so beautiful. How are you doing today? Good. Did you do anything fun?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Play with my brothers.
Then we want to go see Peter. We've seen Peter and Robin, right?
Yeah.
That was really cool. I saw your picture with Peter and your siblings, your brothers and your sister. How old are you, Lily?
6.
Wow. You are such a big girl. Well, thank you two for joining us tonight.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We're honored
That's really cool.
with Robin and Peter. I really had to meet them. I had to thank them personally.
Yeah, they're really sweet, aren't they?
Oh, yes, they are. They're amazing.
They're a really cool couple.
Yes, they
Well,
are.
Why don't you just tell us a little about Lily's story? Like I said, you can tell us as much detail, or you can, whatever you want to tell us about Lily. Just tell us a little bit of what she's gone through.
Okay. Well, so Lily, she got diagnosed when she was 1 year old. This was Valentine's Day of 2015.
Okay.
She was just 1 year old. It was impossible for me that, my perfect 1 year old has cancer, and I don't really explain the whole process. They just said, you're going to do this, 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 and that. Having no clue, it's just like a bomb. So then we were submerged in the cancer world, and we started chemo. We did 6 rounds of chemo. Then we had an 11-hour, 35-minute, 26 seconds surgery to remove the tumor. And I think on that part, I remember I even delayed her surgery by 1 day, because it's hard to trust the surgeon that's gonna have my daughter's life in his hands, and for 11 hours, I was surgery was finally over. After that, we did bone marrow transplant. Bone marrow transplant was also a hard one. We were inpatient for 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's hard, and you know, you're giving your kid everything that's available, and we did that, and the bone marrow. She then developed VOD
Mhm.
for before, like during her bone marrow when Lily was gonna go into medical induced coma. Because her body was just not. It was harsh chemo. So it was one day, and that one day that they told us they were gonna do dialysis and medical induced coma. You know, my best to make those moments worth it. You try your best to, hug them because you don't know when you're gonna see her little eyes open. You know, um,
Mhm.
we struggled through that phase, and I remember that night, um, like 7 hours before her medically induced coma, she turned the corner. She just started, her heart rate started getting better, her oxygen, and she did so good. She came out of that. They did not do the dialysis. She started responding beautifully to the medication. Then after that, finally, we were inpatient for 6 months, 2 weeks, 4 days.
Man.
Yeah, pretty much it was our home, and after that, um, it was just so hard, Jenna. She turned the corner. Then we did for 6 months. We did the back then it was CH-1418
Right.
because approved by the FDA.
Mhm.
And you know, I'm sure many parents know that one is so painful. I remember seeing my
Yep.
Lily just restless and so much pain, and medicine wouldn't work, and it was,
Mhm.
it was hard. But she pulled through. Um, we did 6 months of that. Then she was good for 17 months. Lily did so well. It was NED.
Mhm.
That we did her scans. She was having headaches. Um, I remember we were in Colorado that last time, and we had to come back because she just kept having those headaches and vomiting.
Right.
We took her in. We did scans. We didn't really think it was a relapse because a month before we had scanned and she was clear. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, and so then we did the scan, um, and it showed like a huge tumor on her left eye, like just huge. And within days, it just started growing. Lily lost eyesight. This was 2018. Um, and we noticed she lost her eyesight because she will get up from the bed and start screaming, "Mom!" And I was like right feet away, and I'm like, "I'm right here," but she couldn't see anymore. It took her about 9 months for her to, we call it train her eye. Um, so she lost her left eye. She can see very little from, I'm sorry, she lost her left eye, and she can see very little from the right. Um, and she has to be like very close, just to look at things. We tried to many doctors, and it's not reversible. Her eyesight is gone, but that doesn't stop her. She's a champ.
Mm.
And
Jeez.
after that, she was clear, and then I worked everything to go to MSK. I did not want to do transplant again. This time they wanted 2 bone marrow transplants, and I knew my daughter, she would not survive this. So I did not want to do bone marrow transplants. So I did everything I could. We did car washes. We, got so many help from foundations like yours, and we finally got the money, and I took my daughter to get the 3F8, which is an antibody that's given only in New York. I went the first time, just me and Lily, and she was only supposed to do 2 rounds, and then the second round, They told us, you're only going to be here 2 weeks and then you're going to go back home. So we did, I came back after New York the first time. And then the second time, I just told my husband, why don't we all go as a family? We're going to come back in 2 weeks. She finished 3F8 and then she started saying she had headaches and vomiting. By this time, the doctors had already stopped her pain medicine. So even the doctors were questioning, thinking, well, maybe she's just needing the pain medicine. But I knew there was something wrong. There was more than what they were thinking. And they were thinking that maybe it was, I don't know, psychological, or she was addicted to the pain meds. And, we ended up, they ended up doing a CT. They found 6 tumors in her brain. At this point, I couldn't be thankful enough that she relapsed at MSK, because there's nowhere else at that time that they offered the 8H9, which is, the immunotherapy in the brain. So she got they did surgeries, 2 surgeries, separate surgeries, and they took off 2 tumors, but there were 6 in there. Finally, they took it off, and then, we did more radiation. Then we did, the chemo. And then we did the 8H9 finally. She took it well. We did 2 rounds of that. And then by this time, we were exhausted. I mean, you can imagine, it was the 6 of us in New York in a tiny apartment. Everything was so expensive. We didn't have clothes. It was so cold. So that was really hard on us as a family. Dad was scared of leaving and not seeing her, his daughter again. But finally she pulled through. We came back home. We finished chemo. We did more of the Dynatexamab. Now it has a name because it was approved by the FDA. And we did that one again. She was clear, and then again, February of 2020, but we relapsed again in the right femur. So I meant more chemo, and each time, I think the hardest part is each time you feel like you've won this race, but then it's like a slap in the face. Like it comes back and it comes back, and so and think to yourself, is this it? Is this it for my daughter? Will I not see her again? It's hard. It's hard to think of what ifs and what else is out there. It's really hard. I'm sure I know you know this by heart. The struggles, and it's hard.
Yes. I mean, your guys' story is incredible. You guys are the strongest family ever, to be stuck in New York for all those months and not know how Lily is going to do. And I mean, yes, I do know a little bit about that stress and that heartache and the fears. But you guys just keep going, you keep pushing, and I mean, look at her. She's just such a brave little, strong little girl.
Yes, she's a little firecracker, sassy little Lily.
She's amazing.
Yes, Jenna. She surprises me every day, because right when we think, this is it, she has her own story. She's writing her own story and comes back and says, no, I'm going to keep fighting.
Yes. I mean, literally, I got goosebumps right now. She's just amazing. You all are amazing. You're one strong mama. I mean, I know how hard it is and how exhausting it is and how scary it is, and you're one strong mama.
Thank you. Well, we had no choice, Jenna.
I know.
Into this, and you question yourself, why your daughter, why us, what have we done wrong? It's not fair.
It's not fair. It really isn't. She should just be, getting to play and do whatever she wants to do, whatever hobby and school, and not have to worry about any of this. And
Yes,
it's not
agree.
fair. That's why we're trying this. We're trying to bring a lot of awareness to neuroblastoma and raise as much as we can for research and for families like your sweet family. And
Yes, Memory Memory Foundation has helped us so much, Jenna. I cannot thank you enough. You've even made Christmases better, and I really thank you for that, for always being there, Jenna. Thank you.
well, like I said before, we'll always be here.
Thank you.
We're not going anywhere. We'll always be here for Lily. Do you want to just tell us something like that, something besides cancer? Like tell us like Lily's favorite hobby or what her favorite subject in school is?
So little about Lily. She did start at school when she was NED. She did struggle because she didn't see, and school wasn't just fun. Didn't really, but she started liking counting the numbers and coloring, and once she got like her aide and her Braille teacher, Lily knows a few of the ABCs on Braille. She can read
Wow.
on Braille,
Wow.
and she loves Jenna. Jenna, I'm telling you, she loves makeup.
Aww.
If she can get in her little face, she'll put it, and she loves dressing up, and she's a princess, and she walks around with her makeup on her eyes, and she's killing it.
Aw, you're awesome, Lily. Oh, well, thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you for having us here. It's our pleasure. We're honored.
It really means a lot that you joined. I know it's a little intimidating and to come on live and tell your story, but it really means a lot to us that you did and that Lily joined too. It's great to see her and in a sense actually get to like meet you face to face.
All right. It is intimidating. I'm like a nerve-wracked, but I'm trying hard.
You did so good. I told that you did great.
You guys are getting better at it than me.
We've had a little bit of practice.
I know.
A little bit. Well, do you want to tell us anything else, or?
Peter running from me makes me want to fight more.
What'd she say?
Peter running from me makes me want to fight more.
Oh, Lily, that's amazing. Oh, did you hear that, Peter?
I did. I'm crying.
We're crying.
Lily, hearing your story, Lily, makes me want to run more. You're my hero, Lily.
Thank you.
And you are a beautiful princess.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Now I got chills again. Wow. Thank you guys again for joining, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. Bye, Peter. We appreciate you. Big hugs, Robin, Peter, Jenna.
Bye,
I
Lily.
love you guys.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That was so nice of them to do that, to come on and join.
That was amazing. I mean, her story is incredible. Yeah. And now she's 6 and she knows Braille and
amazing.
I know.
And makeup, and she's still just like a little 6-year-old girl, but what she's been through is just, oh my goodness, I don't even have the words for it.
I know.
Whew.
And there's so many stories like that.
Yeah, I'll quickly. Emma is the other child for segment 4, the little girl. She's also quite the little warrior. Let's see here. I pulled up a little info on her. Unfortunately, Emma's parents, where they live, they don't have a good internet connection. So I'm just going to kind of tell a little bit about Emma, just a brief, what she's been through too since she wasn't able to join. I also have a video, though, that her mom sent that kind of chronicles her journey. And so I'll post that maybe tomorrow so everybody can see what Emma's been through with pictures. But Emma, in December 2017, she was diagnosed with neuroblastoma. She was just 2. Her tumor wrapped around her thoracic spine, and by Christmas of 2017, it had paralyzed her permanently from the chest down. So Emma went through the protocol for neuroblastoma, chemotherapy, surgery, stem cell, radiation, immunotherapy. For a while, she wasn't able to be claimed NED because she just had residual disease in her, where her tumor was in her spine. But I believe it's been about a year now where she has been NED. So she is right now cancer-free. She is, permanently paralyzed, so she's in a wheelchair. But she's pretty amazing, and you'll see from the pictures that I will post. She is got a lot of spunk, and she wheels around in that chair like no other. Yeah.
There she is.
I believe she just had scans this last month and is still NED. So she's doing amazing. Being paralyzed, of course, comes with a lot of things that she has to go through, physical therapy, and if she gets a cold, it can be really dangerous, and a lot of things that she's going through that most 4-year-olds would never have to go through still. But she's pretty amazing. She's quite the little girl. And so that is the other warrior that's being honored in segment 4. Segment 4 is all about Emma and Lily.
Yeah.
And we'll share a lot more about them this week, and videos and pictures and stuff like that. And yeah, just wanted to share a little about her since her mom was not able to join. I'm not sure if we're gonna have the work videos. I'm not sure we're gonna have the pictures of the kids like we did last week. But
right. I don't think Carrie's unable to get the videos, the screen share to work. So we'll post those. We'll post those separately on the Emery's Memory Foundation Facebook page for sure. I know I've gotten a lot of inspiration tonight to just support Peter this week and make sure that his smiles that everyone's going to count for these girls, these amazing little girls that are, wow.
This segment's we got 2 pretty incredible little warriors for this segment.
Yes.
Both been through a lot. Both have some pretty severe side effects of cancer and treatments, but both are fighters.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think, do we have anything else to share, Peter, or just remind everybody about fundraising? Of course, I know right now is a difficult time. There's a lot going on in the world, but just don't forget about these kids. And the funding is really desperately needed for research, so that they don't have such horrible side effects, and that the treatments work the first time instead of relapsing, and then even worse side effects happening from cancer, like Lily not being able to see and Emma being paralyzed. And they just deserve better. They need more. And that is exactly what Peter is working on doing. He's definitely working the hardest, running all those miles for these kids. Yes, you can sponsor a mile this week. You can do it in Emma or in Lily's name or in their honor. You can do that from our website. Facebook fundraisers are really, really good right now since we can't do things in person. If you all would just start a Facebook fundraiser, that would be awesome. Invite your friends. Tell them why you started the fundraiser. Tell them about Peter running across the country right now, 168 miles last week through Arizona. Facebook fundraisers are easy, and they are really, really, really helpful. And then, of course, you can, if you don't like Facebook, you can donate through our website. And you can also text to donate. So that is on the screen right there. You can text Emery to 44321, and it's super easy. It's kind of cool. I've tried it. It's It works really well. And you can text to donate. Other ways to support, right now with everything going on in the world, media has been really hard. So anybody who has any connections or along the route that would want to reach out and help us get the attention of the media, that's definitely helpful. And just keep sharing, keep cheering Peter on. I know he goes back and reads them, and Robin shows him what everybody's saying, and keep cheering him on, because that's definitely helpful. He needs that motivation and encouragement. And keep praying that he stays safe, and hopefully no more highway running. And
We're done.
okay.
One more mile, and then we're done.
Okay. So yeah, keep praying that Peter stays safe and healthy. You too.
You know, one of the things, I wish I could meet every family. And I totally understand that that's not possible. Or it was so nice to meet Elizabeth and Mike and their 4 children. They are just, like you said, an amazing couple, so strong. And I'm not just saying this, it's them and families like them that are inspirational to me and why I'm doing this. And without a doubt, from my point of view as an outsider to all of this, the one thing I see in common with Elizabeth's family and the other families is the grace and the strength that they fight with for their children is inspirational to me almost beyond anything I've ever experienced before. They are so conscious of going through so much. I mean, Mike and Elizabeth brought out like tons of that, and that's not why we're doing this, so they can bring us stuff. We're doing it so we can bring them something, hope, joy, yet they still brought something, and it just blows me away that they're going through so much, yet they still want to talk about strong.
They're amazing.
Yes, all the families are amazing. They all have that in common, I think, that grace and tenacity, and how they fight is just inspirational to me.
No, there you guys are.
It was neat to see Lily running and playing with her siblings.
Yes.
On that day.
I didn't know she was blind until about 20 minutes into our visit. Her mom explained to me her vision loss, and so I was just blown away, because she's really a resilient child that is running around keeping up with her siblings, and it's amazing how children adapt to their limitations. So, yeah.
Kids are super resilient. They play through the pain. I mean, they really do. And they may be down one day, but the next day they are up and going. And it's, it's pretty incredible to watch and see. And
yeah. Did anybody that's watching us right now, that's still with us, have any questions for Jenna or myself or Robin? What is it like to crew? Any questions? We'll linger for a couple more minutes and then say goodbye.
Yeah, I'm excited to crew in segment 11.
Yeah, I can't wait.
A little scared.
Everybody says that, and I don't know why.
I think it's because we all just want to do whatever you need us to do, but we don't want to be like, I don't know how to do that. So I'm gonna have to learn how to make coffee, I guess. I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
I don't drink it. I don't make it. I'm gonna have to have my brother teach me or something. He drinks it.
It's easy to do. Well, we do have one
Steve
question.
Steve Sodergren asked, do you have any phrases or mantras that you say to yourself when things get difficult out on the road?
I don't, Steve, have any specific phrases. Like when it's just it gets so hard to even remember specific phrases. I think my personal, deep down, heart to heart motivator is the example of probably Jesus and how he lived his life. But even that, sometimes I can't remember. So it's hard to explain. It's like a fog that you just got to go through. And even thinking of the kids, sometimes this may sound terrible, but it's like I can't. I'm not using their pain to motivate me through my pain. That doesn't work for me. I do think of them, and that's obviously why I'm doing this.
Right.
But no phrase.
No, I know, and I did observe.
I do have one thing.
I observed Peter this week, and honestly, I've been married to him for 27 years, and I have not seen someone persevere like he did this week, because there were times when he seemed to be at the end of himself, but he'd do another 10 or 12 miles that day, and I couldn't believe it. It was just amazing. So I do think the prayers and the support and encouragement of everybody out there is truly sustaining him every day. And he does have something that.
So I do have this, Steve, actually. I mean, I've been asked this question before. You guys probably can't see it. I'm not taking it off, but it's a bracelet that was made for me, custom made. And it has stars on it and the word remember on it. Mm-hmm. And I can't even remember to look at my bracelet sometimes, but I figured if there was ever a time I was laying on the ground, I might look over at my wrist and see my wrist and remember to get back up. But I have that because I do think of that distance between myself and the stars and how big that is. And I think of who created that. And then I think of my, the situation I'm in when I'm running, and it's small, it fits in that distance. So as long as my problem can fit between here and the stars, we'll get through it. And I've yet to encounter a problem that doesn't fit there, but I know there are problems that don't fit in that distance. I just haven't gone through those, thankfully.
Yeah.
I pull the camper until I find a crew member that is comfortable pulling the camper.
Well,
and it's no big deal. Pulling the camper is no big deal because somebody's got to do it, and whether it's me or somebody else, it's. No, you are not.
No foot massage is required of the crew.
No physical contact required. Thankfully, right?
I
Yeah.
will say I'm very grateful for the camper and the truck, and the generous giving of Max Motors and the camper. It's just makes this possible to do everything that Peter's doing. So
yeah, I hope everybody knows that the Emery's Memory Foundation did not buy these. This is not donation money. Yeah. It's donated, but it wasn't bought with to donate. That truck was donated, and the original camper was donated, which was traded in for this camper. So
a little bit smaller.
Yeah, it's been a great tool. I honestly don't know how people run across the country with a baby stroller. Yeah. They do though.
It has been done.
It has been done, and I don't see myself doing that ever. Probably not. Maybe, but probably not. If I had to, I would.
Yeah, I think I'll give another shout out to a family that made a big donation. I briefly talked about them last week, but they're also a Coast to Coast sponsor, our only right now Coast to Coast sponsor, the Kip family. So big thank you to the Kip family, and that's why we hit our $100,000 mark last week. Last week? Yeah.
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 So if it wasn't for them, we'd still be a little behind. So I mean, but even all the donations that came in, there's been a couple on Facebook that I'm just like, wow, that's so many generous people. So many. I think
Yeah.
there's almost 100 like donors just on the one Facebook fundraiser, and that's pretty incredible. Yeah.
Wow.
We're so
And that's
grateful.
not including the donations come in from the website. So everybody who's donated on the website is definitely seen, and everything's added in and totaled in, and it's pretty cool. I think I said we're probably getting close to the 105,000 mark, and maybe not quite there yet, but we got to keep the momentum going this week, and hopefully we'll hit on that Facebook fundraiser. We were trying to hit 10,000 before the end of next week, and we're at 8,000. So 2,000 more to go this week, guys, and that fundraiser will be done, and then we're just going to start a new one for the next 4 segments, but it's kind of the plan. So just thank you guys so
Yes.
much for everybody who's donating. Like, thank you. I know it's rough right now. We weren't really expecting everything that's going on in the world to be happening, but thank you guys all so much for your support.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
And thank you, Peter.
And we should give you a heads up. Next week may be problematic for Peter to be live, but he's going to do his best to try, because he's going to be in a very remote area where there may not be Wi-Fi. We are not sure, but
But hopefully no chainsaws in the middle of the night, or overall wearing dudes in the middle of the night.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
so,
Just no internet, possibly.
yeah. We're going to sign off because he needs to eat dinner and go to bed. I'm the keeper of the bedtime.
All right. Well, I think this is a good place anyway to say goodnight.
Yeah.
Good night,
Thank
guys.
you,
Good night, everybody.